Welcome to The Conversation, where we talk to professionals and leaders in the performing arts and entertainment industries. I'm your host, Veronique George, and today I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming Mr. Keith Franklin to the show. Mr. Franklin, how are you today?
I am fine. Thank you so much. I'm doing wonderful.
Awesome. Great to hear. Well, I'm going to provide a short bio and then we can jump right into the conversation.
Okay.
Award winning director and actor Keith Franklin is the artistic director of the New African Grove Theater Company, NAG, based in Atlanta. He has more than 40 years of experience teaching, directing, and producing in the industry. Under his leadership, NAG was recognized with the rare national distinction of producing August Wilson's complete 10-play cycle. Mr. Franklin is based in Atlanta, and I had the pleasure of working with him for the stage reading of The Comeback at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. He served as our director, and it was such a great time. Mr. Franklin, again, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. We can go ahead and jump right into it. With an extensive and successful career in the performing arts, you inspire me and so many others. What advice would you share for navigating the industry?
Well, the advice that I would have is be slow to get on the stage or in front of the camera and try to find work supporting theater. What happens is you get to know people. And so that's one of the things. The more we see you, the more we're inclined to try you out and want to get with you. And B, you get to learn things. You get to watch and see what is required, what's expected, without the pressure of having to do it yourself. So that when it's your time to shine, you've heard a bunch of the tips, you've seen a bunch of the pitfalls, and then you're ready to shine. Because what happens is, if you try to get in front of the camera or up on the stage immediately, if you get out there and there's any kind of issues, any kind of flops, whatever, now you kind of start to have a reputation, or people will be less likely to take a chance on you. Uh, so we like to see people come in willing to embrace the whole process and not just be seen.
Absolutely. Those wonderful nuggets of wisdom. Mr. Franklin, I have to pause here and say that throughout the process of working with you, rehearsals, in person, Mr. Franklin was so gracious with his words of advice to help me and so many others along the way. So I wanted to say thank you. That reminded me of that process, which was awesome.
You're so welcome.
What original work was your favorite to produce and why?
Well, that's a really hard thing, because we have produced original works from so many different people, so many different genres. Um, but let me quickly give you my runners up, and then I go to my favorite. Uh, Bill Harris, who's a playwright out of Detroit and somebody who I admired so much as a young person, gave me the opportunity to do the world premiere of one of his plays, Colored Lodgings. And so that was a big high point, and it was featured in the Atlanta Black Theater Festival as the main show, the main opening show that particular year. Uh, I got a chance last year to direct a play called The Coping Mechanism by Laurie Sinclair Minor. And that was just such a wonderful piece. And she was such a young person. And so it was wonderful to work with somebody who was emerging. But probably my favorite, and the thing I look back on most fondly, is we did the world premiere of Legacy by Doctors Barbara and Carlton Millette. And it happens that that was the first time that that play had gone up, and Dr. Barbara Millette passed away a few months later. So I was glad to be able to be instrumental in her seeing that play go live before she went on to the eternity.
Absolutely. Wow, such incredible work. Well, thank you for sharing. What projects are you working on next?
Well, New African Grove, we basically have kind of lost our venue. So we are in a state of transition and trying to figure out what's next for us. As personally, I also act, and sometimes I like to just act and not have to do anything else, not direct, not produce, not keep schedule, just act. And so I am in a show called Pocatello, and it's being done by Live Arts Theater, and that's in the Atlanta area. And if you want information about Live Art Theater, the website is livearts.org, or I'm sorry, liveartstheater.org. And you can find out a little bit more information about that. That goes up in March.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing and for your time today. How can we stay connected with you?
Well, if you want to stay connected with us, go to the New African Grove website, www.newafricangrove.com, and sign on to our mailing list. If you are an artist, a playwright, an actor, or somebody who wants to work behind the scenes, stage management, that sort of thing, you can sign on as an artist. And so when we have notices, we send out to that special group. If a show is coming up, or if we're looking for submissions, or if we have workshops or anything like that.
Wonderful. Thank you. VOG audience, please go and support. Thank you so much, Mr. Franklin, for joining us on the show today. It was a pleasure having you. And VOG Productions community, please stay connected with us on social media. We'll see you next time.